Welcome, everybody. My name is Carolina Tisdale. I'm super excited to be here. Today is Monday, October 16th. And during the next 30 minutes, I'm going to go over this incredible ultimate lifestyle transformation. And this program that I'm about to explain to you, it's not a diet and it's not about deprivation. Okay, this is about nutrition and it's about giving the body the nutrients that are missing in our foods. Unfortunately, corporate America has been overfeeding us, malnourishing us. We know that our food is only as nutritious as the soils they're grown on, and our soils are pretty much dead. There's actually a new movie that is streaming at the theaters. It's called Common Ground. And he talks about the truth that we are facing with our soils and how corporate America pretty much has taken over all of our soils and destroy our soils. So our foods are genetically modified because they're the only foods that can thrive in soils full of pesticides, herbicides, and too many heavy metals to name. But not only that, our food is exposed to chemicals from artificial ingredients, synthetic colorings, additives, fillers, excipients. The average American eats 5 grams of microparticles of plastic per week. Do you guys know 5 grams, what does that look like? 5 grams of plastic that we're eating per week is equivalent to a credit card amount of plastic. So that's how much plastic we're eating on a weekly basis. Exactly. Kiki is showing a card. That amount of plastic is that we're eating on a weekly basis. I talk to so many people on a daily basis that they tell me that their kidneys are not filtering. They have kidney failure, liver, they have anxiety, depression, chronic fatigue. Their hair is falling. They have cold hands and feet. They're struggling with mental issues, gas. They can't sleep at night. All of these symptoms are related to toxicity in the body, and mainly heavy metal toxicity. Heavy metals is in everything that we eat and is destroying our gut health. As a matter of fact, glyphosate, which is the toxic herbicide, is the chemical that's being sprayed in all of our foods that are not organic, is the root cause to most of our gut issues and our health issues, including autism, Parkinson's, dementia, rheumatoid arthritis, Lyme's, Crohn's, IBS. There's too many to name, but all of these diseases are linked to toxicity in the body, in a toxic lymphatic system that has parasite, bacteria, yeast, or mold. And I talk to a lot of people and they all tell me that they go to the doctors and they get their prescriptions and then they don't get better. And they do everything. They do the blood work and the doctors tells them, oh, you're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. But the pain is not going away. My pain's still there. My bloating's still there. My acid reflux still there. Something is happening. And most of the times is 1, toxicity by heavy metals, and 2, nutrient deficiencies. Doctors are not trained to diagnose the nutrient deficiency disease. Have you ever gone to a doctor and they say, oh, you're deficient in vitamin A, D, E, iodine, selenium? No, they tell you, oh, your thyroid is not working. Let me prescribe you some thyroid medication for your lifetime, instead of giving you the nutrients that are needed for a healthy thyroid. And those nutrients should be coming from our food, but they're not in our food because corporate America has taken control of our food. So what we do in this program is so simple. We take nutrition twice a day, but this is superfood nutrition. It's not like eating iceberg lettuce or romaine lettuce, which is pretty much electrolytes and maybe a tiny little amount of minerals, maybe. This is about heavy, dense nutrition, like wheatgrass. 1 ounce of wheatgrass grown on volcanic soils has as much nutrition as eating 2 pounds of green vegetables. That kind of nutrition is what I'm talking about. Foods that are very, very dense, like spirulina. Spirulina is nature's multivitamin. It's a great source of protein. Sprouts, little microgreens. Those little microgreens have over 40 times more nutrition than a full-grown plant. But yet we're not eating those microgreens because they're expensive, because they're hard to make. Have you ever tried growing sprouts at home? Because I have, and it's a pain. It takes at least 6 days for you to get your sprouts, and you have to wash them, you have to rinse them, you have to put them in the sun. It's like having a child that you have to take care of just to grow your sprouts every single week. And because it's not convenient, we don't do it. And this is why fast food restaurants and junk food have taken over the world, because all of us want instant gratification. We want things done for us. And if they're not, then we go for the toxic food. And in our program, we reconnect back to nature. We bring real nutrition back to our bodies, nutrition that's grown on volcanic soils at high altitude. These foods that we grow are grown on about 70 feet of volcanic ashes on living soils. When you watch this movie, Common Ground, you're going to have an understanding of what regenerative agriculture is. But these soils that we grow our foods on, they're wild soils. They have worms, they have nitrogen, lots of nitrogen. They have fungi, they have good bacteria. They have lots of minerals that allow our plants to complete the photosynthesis and actually give the life force energy from nature back into our bodies. But we're so disconnected from that. So what we do in our company is that first we dehydrate everything on site. We dehydrate at 78 degree temperature. What's the temperature where you're at now? Kiki, what's the temperature at your kitchen?
74 is what my thermostat says.
74. So most of you guys are probably around 70 to 79, maybe 80, if you like the warmth. But our foods are dehydrated at 78 degrees. Can you cook anything at 78 degrees? Can you fry an egg at your room temperature, Kiki? No, right? So 78 degrees is room temperature. And we have a proprietary method where we dehydrate everything at very low temperature. So our foods don't get burnt. Most companies dehydrate within 150 and 250 degrees. Imagine putting a leaf of spinach into an oven at 250 degrees. What's going to happen to that living cells, those living cells and those living enzymes? They immediately get destroyed and they become carcinogen. So most companies dehydrate at such a high temperature that they destroy the enzymes, and the enzymes is what actually regenerates the body. And enzymes are found in living foods that are raw. So all of our foods are raw and living. They're organic, biodynamic. It's food that is almost non-existent. It's 1% of the foods in the world. Actually, 10% of the foods in the world are superfoods. And out of those 10% of the foods in the world, only 1% are organic. We test the soil, the water, and the wind, because there's so many organic companies located next to non-organic companies. The non-organic companies spraying their chemicals, and those chemicals travel through the wind, through the water, and then we're paying top dollars for foods that we think that are healthy, but actually are not. So in our company, we test the pollution, the air, the water, the soil. We test every single ingredient 37 times. Okay, for bacteria, for lead, for mercury, for every single possible heavy metal, plastic, all that stuff that most companies don't pay attention to. So we are going to do this program. The majority of us get on the program for 90 days. It takes about 90 days to fully detoxify and regenerate our body. Our products are third-party validated, and within 6 weeks, this is proven to start changing your body. And I'm going to explain everything in a second. And then after that, we keep on doing a maintenance program. So the first thing that we do when we wake up is that we take the power shake. If you guys take a look at this packaging is a compostable packaging made of bamboo, hemp, and tree sap. You see that? It's compostable. So you actually get to put it in your garden and it will decompose in the soil, taking care of the environment, because we save plastic. Most companies don't care about polluting plastic, and We have saved over 265,000 pounds of plastic from going into the landfills in the last 2.5 years by transitioning to this compostable packaging. So the Power Shake, it's a green juice. This juice is based on wheatgrass. As I mentioned, wheatgrass is extremely powerful. It's very dense on chlorophyll. It has spirulina, nature's multivitamin. It has sprouts. It also has fiber. So when you try it, you'll see that it has fiber on it. And this fiber is extremely important because fiber helps us move our bowels. It helps us go to the bathroom. And a lot of us are not eating enough fiber. So we're not going to the bathroom for number 2 multiple times a day. I talk to people because I work with a lot of doctors and I talk to a lot of their patients. And I ask the question, how are your bowel movements? And most of them tell me that they go to the bathroom maybe 3 to 4 times a week, if lucky. Some of them, young girls in their 20s, they go to the bathroom every week, once a week. And it blows my mind. Somebody in their 20s, this girl that I spoke to, 27 years old, she goes to the bathroom every 4 days. The truth is that a lot of us are suffering in silence and we don't know what to do to get better. And in this program, everything is set up for you. All you have to do, drink your Power Shake twice a day. Okay. It has the fiber, it has omegas, it has everything that you need, raw, living, organic. The package comes with a little blender. It's so cute. This is a portable blender. You take it everywhere with you. You put in 5.5 tablespoons, you turn it on, you unscrew it, you drink it. Okay. You take it everywhere with you. You can even travel with this pack. Especially if you're traveling, you want to take your nutrition with you because there's nothing healthy at the airport. Sometimes you go to different countries and I don't know if their food is very nutritious or how it's grown. So I take this with me everywhere. If you're working, you put it on your purse. You take it with you absolutely everywhere you go and you are nutritionally covered. Then the next thing that we take with a Power Shake, it's a little capsule of Biomedic. Biomedic, this is a pre and probiotic, but it is also one of the only third-party validated products with the Detox Project seal to remove up to 74.5% of the glyphosate from our gut microbiome. Remember when we started, we spoke briefly about glyphosate. Glyphosate is a toxic herbicide. It's what they spray in all the foods that are not organic. This is when you go to the grocery store, you see conventional produce, and then you see organic. And usually the organic is 1/3 of the size, if not like this tiny. Like you always have to search for the organic produce when you go to the store. Even when you go to Whole Foods, the organic section is like this small. And the truth is that all of the foods that are not organic, they're either genetically modified and they have been sprayed with chemicals. And those chemicals are not washable and they're not cookable. And they glue into your gut microbiome and they prevent the gut from absorbing the nutrients. So a lot of us are eating and we're probably eating the right kinds of foods, but we're not absorbing. We're not absorbing the nutrition. And imagine a body that is not absorbing nutrients. It's a body that is constantly under stress. It's a nervous system that is always in a state of survival. And we can have a thriving life if we are in survival mode every single day, every single minute. So what this does is it's medically proven to remove the glyphosate, the heavy metals from our gut microbiome, allowing our body to start absorbing and regenerate all the gut bacteria. This is a must for everyone, especially if you've never cleansed from heavy metals. Okay. I have so many doctors that their patients have chronic aches and pains, back pain, knee pain, inflammation. They can't sleep at night. Within 6 weeks in this product, they're radically transforming because they're removing all the toxic waste that's just sitting on top of the tissues of the cells that's preventing the cells from actually opening up and bringing in those nutrients in. Then the next thing that we take with the program is protein. And this is our super amino 23s. This is a plant-based protein. Super amino 23s, it builds muscle without working out. It burns fat and it creates collagen because it has 8 essential amino acids. And amino acids are the building blocks for protein, for collagen. for tissue in the body. Imagine if we're eating a credit card amount of plastic per week, how much damage is that creating in our kidneys and really all of our body? So we have to pull the toxic waste and then we have to rebuild the tissues. So this 8 essential amino acids is incredible. It has a nitrogen utilization rate of 99% compared to meats or any source of protein where the nitrogen is only absorbed up to 30%. So more than 75% of the proteins that we eat is toxic waste. It's catabolic waste, pretty much. When we eat protein, the body eliminates and wastes most of the protein in the digestion process. So this is 99% absorbable in 23 minutes. So it's the fastest absorbable protein that you could ever find in the market. And it's 100% plant-based, organic, it's 0 calories, and it's pre-digested, which means that it skips the whole digestive system. So if you struggle with inflammation, bloating, gas, this is going to be a lifesaver because it's pre-digested, skips everything. This protein was created because the doctor worked with cancer patients that had their stomachs removed. So these patients had no stomach and they were muscle wasting in a coma in hospital beds. So this protein is actually pharmaceutical graded. It's used in every single hospital today around the world, actually. It's injected in the IV and patients are able to build muscle, burn fat, and create collagen without moving. And this is very important because when we're regenerating the gut, you have to take a little break from digesting all day long. And the reason that we're eating all day long is because we are deficient in nutrients. Because when the body is nourished to a cellular level, the body is not hungry. A person that is covered nutritionally is not starving all day long. But we're giving our body so many calories with very little nutrients. And on top of that, because we have glyphosate in our gut, we're only absorbing this much. So the body is in a constant state of hunger. So you're going to notice in this program that as you take the power shake, the biomedic, and the protein 2 times a day, you're not going to be as hungry. And we'll hear some testimonials in a few minutes. This program is going to save you time and it's going to save you money, because you're not going to be so hungry. I've been in the program for a little bit over 5 years now, and I eat only 1 big meal a day. Sometimes I make my eggs in the morning if I have time with some toast and a hot chocolate. And then I have my late meal at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And I'm snacking on fruit. I eat when I'm hungry because this is not a diet, but you're naturally not as hungry when your body's nutritionally satisfied. Then before we go to bed, we take 2 tablespoons of sartar cherries. Sartar cherries are the only fruit found in nature to have natural occurring melatonin. Melatonin is what helps us sleep at night. A lot of us are watching TV, we're on our phones, we have the blue lights on, we live in buildings with Wi-Fi next to 5G towers, and we have tons of glyphosate and heavy metals and microparticles of plastic and parasites and all these things inside of our body that our body is in so much stress that is not creating melatonin. And melatonin is not only good for sleeping, melatonin is essential for serotonin production. And serotonin is the happy hormone. So if your sleep is screwed up, you're probably pretty depressed. Because if your body is not creating natural and healthy levels of melatonin, your serotonin is actually also a little off. And over 90% of our serotonin, it's made in the gut. And if the gut has heavy metals and plastics, the gut's not creating serotonin, which is the happy hormone. And if we're not sleeping properly, the body's not even creating the rest of the melatonin that it needs for serotonin. So this is such a great, great superfood. 2 tablespoons of this has as many antioxidants as eating 6 cups of blueberries. Okay, it has a 10,000 ORAC values, how we measure antioxidant content. Actually, 1 tablespoon is equivalent to eating 30 sartar cherries. So if you take 2 tablespoons, it's like eating 60 sartar cherries. And antioxidants are essential to fight free radicals. Antioxidants is what fights disease. So if we're not eating enough antioxidants, we're in an oxidizing diet. And what happens to things that oxidize? They age faster, they die faster. So having antioxidants is essential. So it's anti-aging, and it's for sleep support, and it's for beauty. This is actually one of our beauty products. It's in our collagen pack because antioxidants and amino acids are building blocks for collagen. So these two are amazing. And then the last thing that we take, and we only take this for 10 days, is the super cleanser. In this are parasite herbs. Most of us have 5 to 20 pounds of toxic waste sitting in the colon. It's fecal matter that is impacted. It's pretty much like hardened in our intestines because we're not drinking enough water, we're not eating enough fiber, and we're not moving our bowels at least 2 to 3 times a day. And when we're not moving our bowels, or that toxic waste sits in the intestines for so long, and it creates the perfect environment for parasites. So we get on a 10-day parasite cleanse where we eliminate parasites, we cleanse the colon. Actually, the statistics today says that 1 every 23 Americans gets diagnosed with colon cancer. 1 out of 23 Americans get diagnosed with colon cancer. And almost every single person knows of somebody that had cancer or has cancer. Like everyone. It's very, very common. And there's new research that proves that cancer has been linked to parasitic activity in the body. Okay, because parasites create a very acidic environment in the body, and parasites feed out of heavy metals. That's why they put heavy metals in our foods, and they sprayed our foods with these heavy metals. So we take the parasite herbs for 10 days. The program is so simple. You take everything twice a day, chair before bed. That's it. You eat when you're hungry, and you get to enjoy foods with your family. You get to enjoy the holidays. You actually get to enjoy the holidays even more because when you are in the superfood nutrition, you don't feel guilty, and you don't feel so hungry. Okay, we all overeat in the holidays because our bodies are starving to a cellular level. But when you are satisfied and nutritionally taken care of, your body is not starving, and it just feels good to feel good again. If you do fitness, if you work out, if you do any sort of sports, you might want to consider the ULT Plus Performance. It comes with a pre-workout. This is based on beets. Beets are high in nitric oxide, so it oxygenates our body. It's so yummy. It comes with an electrolyte drink. I put it in everything. It's pineapple and coconut and aloe vera. It's electrolytes. It also comes with a super xanthan. It's a product that rebuilds tissue as it gets damaged. It has astaxanthin. Astaxanthin is 100 times more powerful than vitamin C. And it's an ingestible sunscreen, which is amazing. And it reduces lactic acid by 30%. So it's incredible. Mineral salts, extra protein, extra aminos, because if you're working out, you want to have extra protein. We have a collagen pack, and we have an immunity pack. So if you're constantly getting sick, if you're getting COVID, if you're getting the flu, you might want to consider the ULT Plus Immune. It comes with zinc, vitamin A, C, D, and E, which is incredible to pump up the immune system. So I know we have 5 more minutes since I started 5 minutes late. I'd like to pass it to some of you guys if you want to share any testimonials. I know we have Lucy Mazes, we have Kiki, Cynthia just started the program, Melissa, Joanna, what is it? Sindel, Jasmine. Would any of you guys like to share a few words? Kiki, I think that you wanted to speak.
Oh, I was just going to say it's Shidel.
Oh, Shaidel. Kiki,
Yeah,
would you be able to
my
share with
beautiful
us?
friend.
Great. Would you be able to share with us what results did you see in your first 30 days of being in the program? And
Should
how
I
did
show
you
my
feel before?
Yeah, I can also show my pictures because I've done many, many things over several decades, and this is on a whole other level. This is the best one I've done, honest. So after my first 30 days, I mean, I felt it pretty quickly, but I remember thinking to myself, I feel so good. I wonder if I look any different. And I took a picture of myself from before, and then I took a new picture, and I'll show it here. This is 30 days. Like the inflammation, you see that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How many pounds did you lose?
10.
10 pounds in your first 30 days?
Yep. And just the inflammation and the anxiety and the sleep and I mean that was the middle of May and I still do the 2 shakes a day and all the everything. Nothing I eat makes me feel half as good as I feel when I've had this nutrition as I do when I've had this nutrition.
What about your hair? I remember you saying, "Oh
Yes,
my
my
gosh,
hair.
look how your hair's growing."
Yeah, my hair was falling out so much that I took a picture of a handful of it after the shower in April. And then I have like a hair catcher in the shower. And so I was noticing that it was lessening. And then I took another picture after I started this protocol and I did another side by side. And it was much less, much less.
Wow. Well, it's actually growing a lot. I can see it.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah. It's getting fuller. It's all that collagen that you're bringing and really lowering the stress of the body. Because when we are under a lot of stress, our hair starts falling, our
Yeah,
body, our nervous system drops the hair. So when we're lowering the stress, our hair now is strong and it actually stays in the scalp. So I love that. Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome. Thanks.
Does anybody else want to share? Lucy, I know you've been in the program for a very long time.
Yeah, but I just want to say what I noticed that I've been in the program for like eating this fabulous superfoods for almost 10 years. Okay, but now when I go to a new hairstylist, as soon as they see my hair, they said, "Oh yeah, it's not a lot of hair." But when they actually start doing my hair, they said, "Oh my God, you have a lot of baby hairs," and I lose a lot of hair, but it's coming back. One of the things I noticed, Carolina, and it's amazing, if you notice right here, it's not like a, well, okay, just between us, I have a lot of gray hair, but the little baby hairs are coming right here. They're black.
Yeah,
They're
it's
black, okay? So a part of a feeling good, having a lot of energy, okay, is my hair. My nails, I don't go to the nail salon anymore because I know I'm gonna have to be there every other week if I
yeah.
do the gel because they grow really fast because of the collagen.
Yeah, me too. I don't do my nails. Like I cut them on a weekly basis and I just chopped off 4 inches of my hair
Yeah.
because it just keeps on growing. And people keep on asking, how do you grow your hair? How's your hair so healthy? And I just say it's nutrition and it's stress. If you have all the nutrients that you need and you don't have internal stress, because we all going to face stress from relationships, from work, from life. But if the body internally it's working and it's not under stress of digesting and breaking down synthetic ingredients. Imagine how much stress is the intestines and the kidney and the liver trying to break down artificial colors and microparticles of plastic. Our organs are not designed to break down those kinds of fake foods. It's that kind of stress that I'm referring to that creates all the issues that we're facing. And what we have here, it's proven to work. Our results are guaranteed. If not, you get your money back because the investment for this program is cheaper than McDonald's. I'm actually like surprised. I'm like mind blown that people still go to McDonald's. But anyways, the investment for this program is $12 a day. So it's cheaper than Starbucks for a pumpkin latte and a cheese sandwich for $13.50. This program is $12 a day for the first month because you get a blender. The second month is cheaper. It's $11 a day. And you have your nutrition twice a day, like twice a day, your protein, your pre and probiotic, and your greens. I mean, I remember when I was in this program, I used to go to Air One. It's a supermarket that's close to my house. It's a grocery or organic store. And I would buy a juice, an 8-ounce juice with maybe 3 ingredients, like celery and apple and something else for $14. And now they're almost at $20. And I see the lines when I go to Air One now, and I see the girls that are in lines and they're spending $20 for a juice. And that juice is not grown on volcanic soils. God knows if there's black mold inside the machine, if the employees don't clean it as it's supposed to. And this program is 100% pure, guaranteed to work. And you get everything for twice a day for $360 the first month with free shipping, $329 for month 2 and 3, which is $11 a day. And then the maintenance pack, which is what I've been doing for 5 years now, where you take the nutrition once a day and share it before bed. Instead of taking it once a day, you take it twice a day. I know, Kiki, you've been on the program for a while now, and Kiki's been doing 2 shakes a day for months and months because she feels great. All the doctors that I work with, that they work with patients that have chronic diseases and problems for years and years. They put their patients on the program for at least 6 months on clean nutrition. And the maintenance program is $6 a day. So there's really nothing to lose, everything to gain, and you can transform your life from the inside out. It's beautiful to see when people align the gut, the heart, and the brain, and everything is in alignment energetically, they start creating the wildest dreams, because happiness does start in the gut. And every bite that we put in our mouth is either going to help us or kill us. But the choice is ours. We decide what goes into our mouth. And yeah, this is the program. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I don't want to hold you guys any longer. We went over for 3 minutes. And if you have any questions, feel free to hang out. I'm going to stop the recording.